Of homework 3. Okay, homework 2 of chapter 3. So for part 1, find the value of discriminant. Okay, the first part is find the discriminant equal to what? And then based on the value of discriminant, we need to state the nature of roots. Okay, so maybe real roots, two real roots, or double roots, or no real roots. So for part A, in this time A is equal to -1, B is +2, and C is -3. So the discriminant will be 2 squared minus 4ac. Okay, so that means 4 minus 12 and -8, which is less than 0. So it has no real roots. And for part B, okay, in this time A is 5. Okay, and we don't have x term, so B is 0 and C is -8. So the value of discriminant is be 0 squared minus 4ac, and therefore it should be positive 160, which is greater than 0. So it has 2 distinct real roots. Okay, so we finished the first question. And for second one, if the quadratic equation has 2 equal real roots, so equal, that means the delta is equal to 0. Okay, we need to write down a statement because it has 2 equal real roots. So the discriminant equal to 0, and in this time A is 3 and B is 7 and C is A plus 4. So it should be 7 squared minus 4ac, which is equal to 0, and 49 minus 12a, and then minus 48 equal to 0, and you get 1 minus 12a equal to 0, and 12a equal to 1. A is 1 over 12. Okay, so we finished the second question, and let's move on for the third one. Okay, for the third one, okay, if the quadratic equation has real roots, okay, in this time we don't know whether it has 1 or 2. Okay, so therefore I will write down is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so in this time A is 1, B is -8, and C is -k. So delta is because it has real roots. So discriminant will be greater than or equal to 0, and b squared minus 4ac -k greater than or equal to 0, and you get 64 plus 4k greater than or equal to 0, and you get 4k greater than or equal to -64. So the range of k will be k is greater than or equal to -16. So we finish question 3 and move on question 4. The quadratic equation has 2 equal real roots, so delta is equal to 0. Okay, and find the value of a. Okay, so for part A, it should be delta is equal to 0, and 6 squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. 36 minus 28 equals 0, and you get the answer is a is equal to 36 over 20, and after simplify, you get equal to 9 over 5. And for part B, okay, solve the equation. So that means you substitute a is equal to 9 over 5. And the equation will become 9 over 5x squared plus 6x plus 5 equal to 0. And you can just solve it by formula, okay, 0, 1, okay, and just suppress a is equal to 9 over 5, and b is 6, and c is 5. So the value will become x is equal to -5 over 3. Okay, it must be repeated root as the question stated is 2 equal real roots. So we will write down repeated. Okay, so for question number 5, the graph, okay, we don't know the graph, but never mind, it intersects the x at 2 points. So therefore the graph may be like this or like that one, and therefore the delta must be greater than 0. So for part A, find the range, okay, of P. So therefore, because it intersects x-axis at 2 points, so the delta is greater than 0, and you will get b squared minus 4ac greater than 0, and 144 minus 48p greater than 0, and therefore you will guess the answer is 36/7 greater than p. Okay, so for part B, if p is a positive integer, find the maximum value of p. So we know that 36/7 is around 5 point something. So we take p is equal, the maximum of p will be is equal to 5. Okay, and for part C, find the x-intercept of the value obtained in B. So I just substitute p is equal to 5 into the quadratic equation. So it will become y equal to 5x squared minus 12x plus 7. Okay, so if I want to find the x-intercept, so substitute y equal to 0, and you will get x0 is equal to 5x squared minus 12x plus 7. Okay, you just solve it by calculator. Okay, and input A is 5, B is negative 12, and C is 7, and you get x is 1.4 and 1. And don't forget to write down the statement. So the x-intercept 1.4 and 1. Okay, so we finished the question number 5. And for the last question, okay, the figure is like this. Okay, shows the graph. Okay, and find the range of value of m. And in this graph, we know that we have 2 intersection points, or with x-axis. So we need to write down because it has 2 x-intercept. Okay, so the discriminant must be greater than 0, and you just remember the formula. Okay, just apply the formula. B squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, and after you solve it, you can get the answer is minus 60 plus 20m greater than 0 and 20m greater than negative 21. So m is greater than negative 21/20. So for part B, if m is a negative integer, so what does it mean? As we know, m is greater than, okay, if changed to decimal, it will become negative 1.05. So if we draw a number line like this, okay, so the integer will be negative 1, right? Only it is the only answer of m. So m is equal to negative 1. Okay, so therefore I substitute m is equal to negative 1 into the equation 5x squared minus 9x. So y is equal to 5x squared minus 9x plus 3 minus m. So m is negative 1, which is equal to 5x squared minus 9x plus 4, right? Okay, so if I want to find x-intercept, so substitute y equals 0 again. So 0 is equal to 5x squared minus 9x plus 4. So you can solve it by formula 1 minus 9 and then positive 4, and you get the answer x is equal to 1 over 0.8. So we write down a statement, the x-intercept 1 and negative 0.8. Okay, so that's the end of this homework solution.